it's Marla Martenson and
Karen Dahlman. We have our stones.
We've got our stones. I have my selenite heart, very angelic.
Well, I have my ametrine, a mixture of amethyst and citrine. I love this stone.
We
wow.
love our stones. So powerful. So today we're going to talk about a really interesting modality, and that is automatic writing. And Karen knows a lot about it. Yeah, we have got the Ghost Writer from Amy Zerner, which I interviewed Zerner.
That's right.
Recently.
They put together, what's really nice about this one is they put together, it's a small little pamphlet, but she actually explains it.
Yes.
You know, most people don't explain how to use these tools, and it's a nice thing about spirit communication and how to use it. And this is what it looks like. It's, you know, I'm going to show you a real wood one too. Mm-hmm. You put a pen in here, your hand goes on it, and it writes with your hand. Now, there's a reason why we're talking about this, because the history of the Ouija board really comes from, the planchette comes from the planchette they used to use in France, Paris, as a matter of fact, in 1858 to do automatic writing. Let me show you what one of those planchettes looked like. Oh, this is a modern day one. It looked similar to this. It had an aperture, and this, instead of little felt pads, it actually had casters, little wheels. And the word planchette is a French word meaning little plank. So it's a little plank of wood. So you take your trusty, in this case, I use a pencil. You throw it through the aperture, and you screw it in there to get the right height. It sits down like a little leg, and you put your hands on here, and it writes. Well, the spirits help you let it write.
Yes.
And so what's happened with the Ouija board in the history, this was huge, by the way, from when it came over to the United States from France. They found it at a seance. They were using it in France. They brought it back, a spiritualist did, in 1858 to the U.S., and this was the predecessor to what we know as the Ouija board planchette. So it's kind of cool history. And so what they did is they took that planchette, retrofitted it, and kept the caster wheels on it, and, you know, made it look like this kind of shape, right? But they had wheels, and they took out the pencil. So now it had like a pointer, or it just, in the beginning, it just pointed right here. And it went across the board and pointed to the letters. But they have a very similar history, and that's what's really cool about it. Now, Marla, you have some different planchettes that you use, don't you?
I have a couple. Now, this is one I bought. So I'll show you actually, this is funny. First, I'm going to show you something, because when my friend Julie, hey, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Hey, Julie, we love you. When we first, Julie and I first tried the board 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago, I think, like in October or something.
Oh, congratulations.
Yay. I can't believe it's been 2 years. But Julie brought over 2 boards that she had like downloaded from a website, really cool, and then had them put on this board, board. So she made them, had them made. They were big.
Smart idea. You can make your own board.
Yeah, they were fantastic with all cartoons on it, and it was just really cool. There was like a dark board with some ghouls on it, and then a light board with a castle. And then she sets it down. Neither of us had ever used a board before, anything. We're just like, ooh, we lit candles and put crystals and all of that. Yes. And and then we're like sitting there, and it's like dark, and we're like, okay, is there anybody here that wants to talk to us? And we didn't have a planchette, so she brought over this little game piece. I still have it, Julie, this little green wooden game piece, and we each put our finger on it, and it started to move. And
so you can use anything, by the way. That's what I want to show you today.
But then I bought a real one off a website. It's handmade. It's beautiful, just plain, simple wood.
That's nice.
And then I've got of course, my favorite little board is the
Odyssey.
Is the Emily the Strange. So I've got the one that comes with it, and it's so cute, and it's got the little, you see right through there.
Yeah, and you know what's really cool? If you make your own board, you can, like, you have that little round circle, you can easily use these, you guys. What do we do with these anymore, right?
Yeah, CD.
They slide beautifully across the board, or if you use paper or laminated, and then you see right through the middle. Here's a clear one that comes on the top of these when you buy them. So you might have these sitting around. You don't need to put a lot of money into these boards. This is what modern-day planchettes can look like. And I know people who use these regularly, and I've tried these before, and they're fabulous to use. Put your old CDs.
And Karen suggested that she knew somebody that you just use their finger, and I tried it, and it did work. It did work for me, just using my finger. Now, I will say yesterday, I gave a quick reading to somebody, and I just start sweating. I mean, I get a hot flash. I just start like dripping sweat, and then my lower back will hurt sometimes because the energy's coming through, and I get these heat surges. So sometimes it can be a little uncomfortable too.
Yeah, and I've experienced some partners I work with that are new at using the board. A lot of them complained of having headaches in the beginning, and I've also learned that people can have headaches when they're taking in new information, and so I always attribute that to it's this energy that we're working with is new, and it's kind of helping to release and let go of stuff. So whether Marla's hot flashing, or whether my partner has a headache, and I don't have that right now, and it's just. I do remember at times in the very beginning there'd be like a sensation and stuff. Once in a while I feel something in my arms. Usually it's just more I feel a connection inside myself. It feels really strong. But yeah, everybody gets different kinds of sensations, so don't let that freak you out. Just check it out. You can always reach out to us too and tell us, what sensations you have, because I'd love to hear what.
And so using the board is automatic writing. I haven't tried it yet on my computer or anything. So I've got to try some other things. But it's funny, I was telling, just you guys might like this story, I was telling Karen before we got on here with you guys about yesterday when I was trying to give this woman a reading, and my angel came on. Usually I'll talk to theirs, and mine came on, and Thomas, and he says, "Hi, Marla, it's Thomas." And I said, "Oh, hi, where's such and such's angel?" And he says, "Well, everybody's in a meeting."
The angels had meetings they had to go
Everybody's in
to.
an angel meeting, and I said, "Is this a joke?" And he's like, "No, it's not a joke." He says, "I'm sorry about it. We'll make it up to you." And I've had that before. And one time I went on, and they said, my angel Mirth said, "We had a big angel meeting about you today."
They were in a board meeting.
In a board meeting. So I was like, sorry, But so tell us a little bit more about that writer. Who is the guy that is the one?
Yes, this wonderful writer is done by a friend of mine named Nicholas, and his company is called Paranormal Products. We'll put the link below. He makes this is a lower end. I didn't even know Nicholas, and we were friends. And I go, I bought your writer like about 8 years ago, and it works. I love it. He makes the most beautiful, exquisite by the phi ratio. He does sacred geometry when he makes these tools, guys. And I think there's something to that. He also makes boards, beautiful boards. When you use sacred geometry and all the Fibonacci series and the meaning of phi, the relationship of those geometries, geometric patterns, I think you actually pull that energy to you. So I see it's such a increase of energy when you use this work, when you use this stuff, because I've been around his boards. They're powerful. So, that's something that's an option too. We'll give you his link below. Check out his stuff. And I also want to remind you too, I didn't bring it up, but I talked to Marla about this. Brandon Hodge is the world's foremost expert and collector of these wonderful planchettes from the early ages. I mean, his collection is phenomenal. He brought it to WouijaCon, had a chance to see and touch these things in person. So we'll give a link to his website too, because I think you're going to enjoy learning about the planchette, the history to the Ouija board that we all know today that we use.
Yeah, I just love learning about it. The history is incredible, and thank you, Karen. You're just a wealth of information on all of this stuff. So.
Well, this is my passion. I love this.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Leave comments below if you want to tell us your experiences with it. Bye.
Bye.